We're in America. American people like structure. Let's structure this, okay?
We have a program called Gracie Combatives, 36 techniques.
Boom, 36 techniques, 70 plus individual variations of these techniques based on what?
100% street self-defense, street readiness techniques.
Yes. So we look back at the history of all the fights that the Gracie family, Gracie Academy members, Gracie Jiu Jitsu representatives have been in, street fights and challenge matches.
A lot of feedback from military and law enforcement, just real fight scenarios.
Yes, and we started working with the military in 1993 and teaching them several of these self-defense street fighting techniques. So based on both the military experience, based on historical fights, several factors, most importantly, based on one consideration.
We asked ourselves, if our student is going to get into a street fight a year from now,
Boom.
6 months from now, what would we spend our time teaching them to make sure that they're ready for that street fight? And it has to be jiu-jitsu for self-defense.
100%. So that's how we settled on the Gracie Combatives course, our beginner program. We began tracking it, right? So everyone has a card to say, hey, here are your 36 techniques you have to learn. These are the most important techniques. Study these. We have a calendar which depicts every technique you learn every night of the month. So there's no misunderstanding. The student shows up and they know what they're going to learn. There's no questioning it. The instructor knows what he's going to teach. And everyone was attracted to the idea of structure, especially in the beginning of their jiu-jitsu journey when it's so nervous, so confusing, so overwhelming. Structure can only help in that situation.
The student loves knowing that we have a plan set out for them.
People follow people who have plans. Now what's crazy is that these 36 techniques, these Gracie combative techniques, are both the fundamentals of all fighting and all Gracie Jiu Jitsu, but they're also extremely advanced. Our students, training partner, and one of our UFC fighters, Brian Ortega, who's been with us now for over 10 years, fought in the UFC last weekend, fight of the night, Thiago Tavares, and in his UFC fight against another black belt, used 34 slices of the Gracie Combatives program in the fight, partial or full slices.
So these techniques
in
are
a
good.
Real fight.
From the street all the way to the cage, you can use these techniques.
So they're beginner, but they're also very advanced depending on how well you master them.
If I got in a street fight right now, I would only use Gracie Combatives.
Yes.